Welcome back to 13C. Today we're going to take a look at this Mk4 RCE from CMMG. If you've been following the channel over the past couple of months, you've noticed we've used this rifle quite a bit. And one of the reasons why I ran this AR in a lot of these different things was to be able to bring you a fairly comprehensive review on it. And 3 months out, I think I'm pretty much ready to do that here today. So you're going to see us roll a lot of footage in today from the past couple of months to give you guys some background on just how this rifle's performing. So the opening clip was an X-Prox drum review we just wrapped up, and in that review we fired about 500 rounds through that X15 skeletonized drum, and neither it nor this rifle had a single malfunction, and we ran it pretty hard. So if you haven't checked out that review, definitely go ahead and check that out. Those X-Prox drums are really cool. Definitely worth taking a look at if you're in the market for them. So right out of the box, I got this rifle, brought it home, sighted it in, just in time, coming home from my FFL to sight it in before sundown. I actually, for the last 3 rounds I fired my grouping, I drove my ATV up close to the target, put the lights on it to illuminate the target, and fired my last 3-shot grouping. Brought it back in, put just a little bit of lube on it, threw it in the back of the Jeep. 4 o'clock the next morning, I was on the road, headed up into Michigan, and did a level 2 carbine class with Paladin Combatives. This is an excellent class, and the only thing I did to the rifle was set it up with some ancillary things, such as this Aimpoint Pro, and put a QD mount here on the front of it so I could run a QD sling, and that's pretty much it. The rifle performed flawlessly, and in fact it helped me earn the top gun slot for the class that day as the top student that day. So that was my first indication this rifle was definitely a shooter. For the class, I ran Wolf ammo in the class that day, 480 rounds, which is a little high for that for a single day there for that class. However, I ran a couple drills extra. We had an odd number of students in the class, so I would run a couple extra drills with a couple of the other guys and some of the team stuff that we did just to get that extra round count in practice, and of course some more of this. It's raining, it was muddy. Great class, if a tad bit uncomfortable at times just because of the wind and rain and cold, but definitely if you're interested in that, you're in the area, check out Paladin Combatives. It's a great class, and I'd recommend those guys quite a bit. I think it's my 2nd class I've taken with them. I took a close range gunfighting class with them a year or 2 ago. So back to our rifle here. What we have set up here, and what I did was throw this Aimpoint Pro on here. As pleased as I am with this rifle, this Aimpoint Pro is going to come off. I'm going to put it on something else. This is kind of my throw around optic that I start out with a lot of the rifles. You guys see that. I'm going to wind up putting an Aimpoint T1 on here. I think the rifle deserves something like that. Actually, I've got a T2 coming, so I'm a sucker for Black Friday, I know. So Cyber Monday, I wound up pulling a trigger on a T2, and it'll be here soon. So this rifle is going to get one of those on it. I've got the QD mounts set up. The stock already comes with one. It comes with this Magpul stock, so I'm going to leave this on here. I think this works well on the rifle. MOE grip, I probably will leave that on here as well. The trigger is definitely worth noting. This comes stock with a Geissele SSA 2-stage trigger. This Geissele trigger, you guys know I'm a huge fan of Geissele here at the channel, and this Geissele does a great job on this rifle. My preliminary accuracy out of this guy, just using a red dot, is getting groupings of about 1.5 to 1.75 inches at 100 yards, which is pushing the limits of my skill level. With a red dot, I can't do really any better than that. So that is very, very nice. It's got this very nice 416 medium taper barrel on it, as well as CMMG's own SVD brake here. And if you see that guy, it's a pretty aggressive brake. Does a very good job of help keeping the recoil down, and not like there's much anyway on this type of rifle, but this rifle weighs in just a hair under 6.5 pounds without the accessories that I put on here, obviously, but as it comes from the factory. And so it's a fairly lightweight rifle to begin with, but virtually no muzzle climb. You guys can see some of those drum videos. Maybe I'll roll another one in here now. The muzzle climb is virtually nothing. Also comes right from the factory with this key mod rail here. It's got your 1913 on top for mounting whatever you want all the way down the length of it, and then key mod on the sides and bottom here. Usually a little key mod slot here for this QD sling release up front. It does not come with a forward sling release, so keep that in mind. It comes with one single PMag. I've been using quite a bit of these hex mags here recently. The rifle seems to like them, and they work in pretty much all the rifles that I own, so that's one of the reasons why I've kind of moved over slightly to some of the hex mags. Just makes it easier whether I grab a Beretta ARX160, a Tavor, or, you know, this. I don't have to think about it. If I want an AR mag, if I'm looking for an AR mag, I just grab one of these and I don't have to worry about which generation I've got. Something else it does not come with is a front and rear sight, so keep that in mind. I've actually got these Troy sights on here right now, and they are actually some pretty nice sights here. If you look in the back, this is a dioptic sight that I have on the rear here, and co-witnesses just right with the Aimpoint Pro I have on here. And it will as well with that T2. I'll have the co-witness mount for that as well. So the price point on this rifle is a pretty nice price point, and for what you get for it, you get quite a bit. So the fact that it doesn't come with backup iron sights isn't a game changer for me. I mean, most rifles, if they're going to come with backup iron sights, they're going to come with your base Magpul flip-up sights, and you know, I have a couple sets of those, and there's nothing wrong with them. But on something that I'm going to run pretty hard, and that I'm really going to I might actually one day count on either to defend the house or the farm here. Worst case scenario, I'd rather go with some other sights like these Troy folding battle sights here. They very sturdy, very robust. Coming back to our reliability, I had those initial 480 rounds of Wolf through here, and got it nice and dirty, even in the rain, and it performed exceptionally well. During the class, there was actually one malfunction. I was doing some shoulder transitions, and as I transitioned, I actually shortchanged myself on the hand and covered the ejection port. So the one lone malfunction was me actually putting the meaty flesh part of my hand right here over the ejector. And with the exception of that, this thing has been flawless. Since that class, we had the drum review, which I've already talked about, almost 500 rounds of Federal Premium 223 through it in that. As well as some of the other videos that you've seen this in, and my other shooting in General Plinken, and just having fun out here, letting a few of my friends shoot this rifle. We are just between the class and those drums, we're right at 1,000 rounds. And then add in, you know, at least a couple hundred more rounds through it. So at this point, I would say we have somewhere probably between 1,250, maybe on the upper end, 1,500 rounds through this, and it has not been cleaned yet. I have not cleaned this rifle yet. So you really can't ask for much more than that from an AR, especially with some of the conditions it was subjected to early on. I'm not going to go ahead and torture test it, you know, destructively try and torture test this or anything else. I really like this rifle, and it's going to be my rifle, so I'm not going to do that to it. Touching briefly on accuracy again, since I haven't cleaned it yet, I haven't given it a full accuracy testing. I think that needs to be done in a standalone video for this, and I speak some more about this Geisley trigger in here as well. But with this Aimpoint Pro, with this dot benched up, as you know, as my eyesight will allow it, you know, about 1.5 inches at its tightest, about 1.75 inches is what I'm getting my groupings at 100 yards. So for me, that is definitely very nice. That's as tight as I'm going to get it with a red dot optic like that. That's the limits of my abilities with a red dot and my vision. Moving forward, you're definitely going to see this rifle again. You're going to see it in my Aimpoint T2 versus H2 video I'm going to do. I get some questions about the two of those, so it's not going to be a crazy destructive test or anything, but it maybe answer some of you guys' questions on why you might prefer one over the other. Is it worth the extra money to step up to the T2? So I'll get into some of those questions and answers in a later video here in the next couple of weeks. So you'll see this guy again. I'm also going to get into some actual hard-on accuracy testing here. When I go and swap over to that T2, when I get this guy off of there, I'll put a maybe I'll throw that 4-16 Viper PST on here, something like that, for an afternoon, and see just how tight groupings I can get through this. Give this guy a good cleaning, clean out the barrel, and, you know, get it to where it needs to be, versus, you know, as dirty and filthy as it is now. You know, you're gonna have some of that fouling and stuff that could get in the way, and I don't want to skew those results any. Thanks for joining us out here today. It's been an absolute pleasure being with you. I'm actually hiding behind one of the berms here, trying to block the sunlight as well as some of the wind here, and it's about 45 degrees, absolutely pleasant. I'm glad I made it home in time from work to be able to get this done today before Christmas hits. This 1776 United hoodie with the t-shirt on is actually keeping me fairly warm, so I haven't actually put on a jacket yet, which is good, although with the sun basically almost below the horizon at this point, I'm gonna have to do that. The wind's starting to pick up, starting to get colder. If you have any questions about anything you've seen here today, you can find us on Facebook. We're facebook.com/gun reviews. We're also on Instagram. There's a lot of behind the scenes stuff there that you really won't find anywhere else. We are at 13C Gun Reviews over there on Instagram. Definitely continue to ask questions, reach out to us. Really trying to keep this as interactive as possible, and I think it's really going well. The feedback from you guys has been absolutely outstanding. If you haven't taken time to subscribe yet, please go ahead and subscribe. It really means a lot to us, really helps us out here at the channel, and lets us bring you continue to bring you good quality content. Your likes and shares as well help expand our reach, and the bigger we can grow, the more stuff we can bring you, the more interactive hopefully we can continue to get, and just kind of turn this into something where you know, it's not just me out here in the middle of a cornfield talking, but it's kind of all of us getting together and just checking out cool guns and enjoying ourselves. Definitely everyone have a Merry Christmas, and hopefully I'll get one more video out before the end of the year. If I don't, have a Happy New Year. Enjoy yourselves, and as always, stay safe.